All right, we are now live. Welcome to another episode of Star Trek Neutral Zone, a Star Trek Adventures role-playing game run by me, Fred Love. This is the sixth episode we've run in this campaign. This one is titled Asobi Station. Just to do a quick recap, you guys had uncovered a rather suspicious plot on your Starbase 23, along the Romulan Neutral Zone, in which you had located some kind of listening device that was apparently tracking all of the traffic in and around Starbase 23. You guys felt you guys investigated the situation and figured out that one of your junior engineers probably installed the device. This guy's name was Matthew DeLeo. After you questioned him and pretty much got a confession from him, he was rather suspiciously, again, transferred to a different starship. And this transfer was approved by a rather important admiral at Starfleet Command on Earth. So sort of strange, but it appears that Starfleet is looking in on its own starbases. Let's start with you guys quickly introducing your characters and letting me know what you guys have been up to on Starbase 23, since it's been a little while since our last session, at least since the last session that I ran. So why don't we start with Miguel? Introduce your character for us.
Okay, Dietrich Holm is the Lieutenant Commander, Head of Security on Starbase 23. He has been just trying to be dealing with all sorts of damage control, and then also been sent back into ancient China recently, along with a security officer and Stanislav, and that sort of adventure. But now we're trying to figure out how we're going to be dealing with this sort of a conspiracy with the admirals here.
Yes, of course, that temporal incursion was an awesome adventure run by our own Paul. And I believe that the Department of Temporal Investigations gave you guys strict orders not to discuss those events because of the threat of polluting the timeline. Correct, Paul?
Absolutely. So Miguel's just broken that now by telling everybody, but that's okay. It'll all resolve itself in time.
Yeah, Paul, why don't you go ahead and introduce your character?
Okay, I'm playing Lieutenant Thelev Jasurch. He's a young Andorian engineer. You can think of him as pretty much a sort of Andorian version of Chekhov, but in engineering. He's been pretty busy of late because I've decided, and I've only just decided this, Fred, so I'll talk to you later, that he's working on a very special project.
And but you will not divulge what that project is?
Not just yet. I'd rather the rest of the team didn't know about it. It's an engineering project that might have a significant impact on Starbase 23. So I'll check with you first.
Okay, yeah. Well, I wait with bated breath. Yong, why don't you go ahead and introduce your character?
I play Melvin Stanislov, who is the Chief Medical Officer and the Lieutenant Commander at Starbase 23. His value is that his medical lab is his second home, so he would do anything in order to secure his med bay. After he returned from that anachronistic journey to ancient China, he's been trying to deal with the fact that there are powers that are much, much greater than what he can comprehend. And he's been spending a lot of his time trying to drown out his memory by delving into scotch.
Excellent. Okay. Well, that's awesome. So let's kind of piggyback onto that, Yong. You guys are at the sort of the Starfleet lounge on the main section of Starbase 23. This is just to review. This is a space dock style starbase near the Romulan neutral zone. The three of you are together. Why don't you guys can go ahead and let me know what you guys are talking about in the crew lounge.
I'm almost waiting to hear about China, but I know that I shouldn't.
More along the lines of, no.
Although I have actually noticed that the doctor's drinking a lot more than usual recently.
Yes, of course the doctor's drinking a lot more usual than recently. Stanislov always is going to be on his shift in about a minute or so. Isn't that right, Doctor?
Well, that is true, sir. But I think I'll be okay. By the way, did you know that I know how to use chopsticks now?
Congratulations, Doctor.
Yes, I've been practicing.
Very important.
I've been
Especially
practicing quite a bit for the past 3 weeks or so. Yeah, I think I'm pretty confident in using them. Just in case, if I'm pulled out of this time and flung back to some ancient civilization, I would want to know how to use these utensils.
Yes, and did you make sure to let them know we're not going to have that tab? So you're bringing back money?
Come. Obviously, you know, I have enough credits to cover such things. No tabs necessary.
Good. So, you've been hearing about that new Hollow movie that's coming out lately, Stanislav?
That I have not. Well, you could tell me all about it.
My goodness, it's about some sort of dramatic thing about a Bajoran who can walk through walls or something like that. There's some sort of pottery scene and a dancing sequence too, because the Bajoran becomes a ghost.
Oh, there is no such thing as ghosts. You obviously know that. These are definitely phase-displaced phenomenon that occasionally arise due to space-time anomaly. Ghosts
That's
are
what
such
the Vulcan character says in that movie, the trailer.
Well, he is absolutely right, I must add. It seems like a movie that I would probably enjoy.
So just to set the scene a little bit, you guys are hanging out in a lounge called Captain April's, and it features a lot of Starfleet decor, lots of different models of various classes of starships, and sort of the centerpiece of the entire room is a large bronze statue of Captain Robert April, who was one of the very first captains of the Constitution class USS Enterprise 1701, right before the famed 5-year mission commanded by Captain James T. Kirk. What's your drink of choice for each of your characters? That might be a good character builder.
I think I'll just go for the standard Andorian ale, but maybe with a blood wine chaser.
Just a straight scotch for me.
Bourbon.
So after a few minutes of you guys discussing the latest in Bajoran art house cinema, Lieutenant Commander Holm, your commander, or your combat chirps, I'm sorry.
I answer it.
And you are told that you have a subspace priority 1 message from an Admiral Jellicoe.
Okay, I'll take it in my quarters. Guys, looks like we're about to get busy.
Well, we'll see you out there.
Indeed.
Well, we'll see you in a few minutes when you've taken the call.
Yeah, after I finish my drinks. And then he slams it down.
Good.
Now, Miguel, your character has some kind of history with newly minted Admiral Edward Jellicoe. Is that correct?
Yes. One of the things is that I was mentored by him back when he was a captain. Convinced me to actually join Starfleet Academy. I was actually enlisted. But then I became a commissioned officer. So there's that.
Okay, cool. So you go to your quarters and you receive the priority message. And at first it's just the Federation kind of star field on your screen. And then it flashes to Admiral Edward Jellicoe, who looks like he's sitting in an office at Starfleet Command in San Francisco on Earth. And he says, it's good to see you, Lieutenant Commander.
It's good to see you, Admiral. How is the position treating you?
Well, I feel like I'm getting my legs under me. As you know, I prefer a no-nonsense approach to these sorts of things, so I think I'll have Starfleet Command whipped into shape before too long.
Good. And how's the wife and kids?
So far, we're doing very well. San Francisco weather is gorgeous, and we're having a great time.
Good to hear.
I wish I could say this was a social call, but I have some. I've got a new mission for you, and I also have something of a warning. As I understand it, you and your colleagues on Starbase 23 uncovered some kind of monitoring device. Is that correct?
Yes, Admiral. Apparently, it was connected with another group of admirals that were responsible for a leak to the Klingon High Command.
That's exactly what I was afraid of. Frankly, I don't know the entire picture here. Just a couple of months ago, I was still in command of the Cairo, so I'm new to the Admiralty. But I feel like there is something going on here, something more. I'm doing the best I can to dig it out, but for now, I want you and your colleagues to keep your distance. Don't pursue this any further, at least not at the moment. Is that understood, Lieutenant Commander?
Understood, Admiral.
And I want you to know that I've got your career, your career's interest at heart here.
And ultimately, Starfleet's too.
Yes, of course. I think at some point I will have more information for you, but until then, I want you to just lie low and walk away from this. Is that understood?
Understood.
All right. Well, I've read the reports from your mission logs, and I think that you guys have done some good work. I expect nothing less of you. I'm so glad to see you as a commissioned officer on one of our most important duty rosters. I have some orders for you. Are you prepared to receive them, Lieutenant Commander?
Yes, Admiral.
All right. In the area of the Beta Quadrant, where the Federation space intersects with both Romulan and Klingon space, there is an old, about a century-old, K-style space station called Asobi Station. I want you and a couple of your hand-picked colleagues on Starbase 23 to take a civilian vessel to Asobi Station and investigate whether or not there might be a person of interest hiding out on Asobi Station. We in Starfleet have been working diligently to extract a member of the Romulan reunification underground. This is a very important contact named Thenasir. Recently, Thenasir was compromised, and we had reason to believe that the Tal Shiar was onto him, and so he fled Romulus. We lost communication for several weeks, but recently one of our contacts has given us credible intelligence that Thenasir might be hiding on Asobi Station. So I want you guys to, first of all, go to Asobi Station, see if there's any credibility to our contact's information, and if there is, if Thenasir is somehow hiding out there, I want you to bring him back to Starfleet custody safely.
Understood, and this is all within hush-hush protocols, correct, Admiral?
Yes, ordinarily this would be handled by Starfleet intelligence, but because there's already a civilian freighter that is under Starfleet's, that's part of Starfleet's property, it's docked at Starbase 23, and because I have the utmost confidence in your ability over the years, I think that you guys are well equipped to handle this mission.
Understood. I shall assemble a team right away.
Excellent. Do you have any questions?
Who controls Asobi Station?
Yes, of course. So it is a civilian station. It has been for a long, long time. It is in a section of space that is close to Federation space and Romulan space and Klingon space, but it doesn't really fall under the auspices of any of those governments. So it's rather lawless. It's a civilian station. It's a good place to find pirates and smugglers. It's kind of a hive of scum and villainy, one might say.
Other than Tal Shiar operatives, who should we be expecting to face?
It's tough to say. There are always Klingon corsairs in that area. You might run into thugs, thieves, rogues, renegades, pirates, all of the above. Orions. It's a rather lawless station, so you will need to watch your back.
Okay. And lastly, is there any sort of code phrase we can give to reveal that we are here to retrieve NSR?
That's a good question. What do you think would be a good code word, Miguel, out of character?
Oof, let's think. It's got to be something that's dealing with like Vulcan reunification. The two brothers shall be reunited.
Perfect. The two brothers reunited.
Okay, cool. I think that should be everything,
Now,
Admiral. There's nothing else.
Thenasir, I would just stress to you that Thenasir has been a gold mine of intelligence on both Romulan government and on the Romulan reunification underground. We think getting him back into Starfleet custody would be a very big benefit for Starfleet intelligence and our relations with Romulus. He's a very valuable asset, and we would hate to see him fall into the hands of the Tal Shiar.
Understood.
And of course, Lieutenant Commander Holm, give my best to the wife and child.
Will do, Admiral.
Okay, the screen goes blank and it's replaced by the United Federation of Planets logo once again.
Okay, well, I know two people off the top of my head that's going on the civilian freighter with me, and then a couple of NPCs will make up on the fly.
Okay.
So yes, I'm going to let them know about that.
So we're going on a road trip.
Yep, to a neutral space station that is a hive of scum and villainy. We're going to be retrieving our VIP.
And you say it's one of the old K-type stations. Those are like ancient. You're talking 100 years plus.
Yep, and odds are it's not even well maintained.
Well, so long as we're not looking for some sort of androids over there, I think I'll be happy to tag along.
Okay.
Can you guys see what I'm saying?
Nice.
Why would we be looking at androids? Okay. Are we going in as Starfleet officers, or are we going in undercover?
Undercover civilians. We'll be trying to outmaneuver the Tal Shiar. So this is a asset retrieval operation. We have a VIP that we need to pick up and inform it. And time is of the essence. So we are going to be...
Wait. Lieutenant Commander Holm, are you telling me that this is some sort of a hush-hush mission?
Exactly. Stanislov, you get to be off the clock and get sloshed.
Not again. I'm a doctor, not a spy, Lieutenant Holm.
Yeah, but we don't know what condition this Romulan might be in.
Yes. More importantly, Stanislav, you have been proven exceptional in all these cases when you are not in the medical office, it seems.
And he's actually a better shot than I am.
Well, luck runs out, my friends. And,
well, let's hope, Stanislav, for our sakes, it doesn't run out this time.
That's what I hope also.
So how long's the trip to get there?
It's probably going to be a couple of days at warp.
Okay, I'm going to use that time to pull down the records on the old K-type space stations and see if I can understand the layout and the engineering a little bit more.
Yeah, so first of all, you guys will be flying aboard an old-style freighter that Starfleet seems to have in its possession exactly for these sorts of undercover missions. It's been reinforced and refitted on the inside, but on the outside, it pretty much looks exactly like kind of a nondescript kind of freighter. It's going to take a couple of days, as I said, at high warp on this thing. Thelev, if you want to study up on these old K-type space stations, go right ahead. That will be a difficulty 1 task. You can let me know. I mean, it's probably going to be like, what exactly are you looking for? What kind of information?
I just want to get a sense of the general layout of the station, where sort of key points are, like the reactors, the operations control, this kind of thing.
Yeah. So give me.
Particularly, I'm looking for paths to the docking bays, just in case we need to make a fast exit?
Yes, sir. So that'll be actually a difficulty 0 task, because Starfleet used to actually build space stations like this. So all that information would be readily accessible in your computer database. So why don't you go ahead and roll whatever task you think makes sense for that.
Okay, so well, I'm looking at it from an engineering point of view. So let's say reason and engineering.
Sure.
And that was a 13 and a 2. So that's 3 successes overall.
Okay, so you generate 3 points of momentum. Just as a reminder, I start with 2 points of threat for each player character, which gives me a total of 6. And you now have 3 points of momentum at your disposal. Basically, this would be a space station that's likely more than a century old. They are usually built with 3 kind of outlying modules surrounding a central, larger module. The 3 outlying modules are usually used for cargo, although these space stations are part of what's been particularly useful about them is how customizable they are. So while the interior layout could be switched around depending on whoever's owning it and what they do with it, usually it's kind of one central large living space surrounded by 3 outlying modules connected by pylons.
Cool. Like I said, I'm looking for the key areas and particularly any sort of routes that we need from various parts of the station to the docking bays, just in case.
Yeah, so there's usually on these types of space stations, there's just one docking bay. Usually when large starships come to these star bases, they usually stay in orbit around the outside. They are built with one rather limited shuttle bay on the central module.
Okay, only one way in, one way out then.
Pretty
unless
much.
we're using the transporter.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool.
Lieutenant Commander Holm, you said you want to come up with some supporting cast characters, correct?
Yeah, I was thinking we can do that later on. I'm thinking we need to start fabricating identities.
Oh, sure, yeah, that's fun.
Yes.
I'm thinking of a couple of security guards, since we're all pretty much lousy shots, except for the Doctor, who's actually way better than anybody.
He's the most dangerous man on the ship right now.
Well, as long as he's got a bottle in his hand, he is.
He's a
If he
loose
doesn't have a
cannon.
bottle, he's going to be dangerous because he wants one on his hand. So yeah, is there some sort of check just to give us fake names, or should we just make them up right now?
Yeah, I'd say you should just go right ahead and kind of come up with your cover story, whatever you want.
This is 24th century, so no one's going to bat an eyelash when we use something like 21st century or 20th century band names or people. So like going in as David Bowie.
I was thinking about, how about Lucas Skybopper?
Ah, the Skyhoppers.
Skybopper.
Uh-huh.
Bopper. I think Bopper is it rolls off the tongue easier, I think.
Uh-huh. Sounds like a musician here.
I've got a very bad feeling about this.
Oh, come now. Maybe you could stop by the bar and, you know, get a drink before we head out.
I think I may need to do exactly that, Doc.
Uh-huh. We're already on the ship, so
Did you bring a bottle?
He grins and pulls up a little casket, a little cask of of scotch.
Works for me. So what's our cover story there? We're going in as traders?
Yes, we are actually coming in as traders, stopping over here in Asobi station. I assume that it is duty-free. Is that correct from your initial research? As a way for smugglers to bypass Federation trade.
I mean, I've looked at the station from an engineering point of view. I'm guessing if this place is, as the Admiral described to you, a hive of scum and villainy, then duty might mean one thing, might mean the other. It might mean there's a fee for landing. It might mean there's a tax for anything that you sell. Who knows?
But they're not going to be as strict in inspecting the cargo.
So
Well,
what are we actually going to have for sale? Is it going to be something legal or potentially slightly illegal?
Well, actually, in the med bay, I was actually looking for some the old antique artificial prosthetics. So I could go for a couple of limbs, a pair of arms, and 2 pairs of legs would do fine, I think.
Well, we have a case of Romulan ale we can actually use, so that we actually impound it, and we can actually use that as our sort of trading.
I'm just thinking, Doc, you really want to go into a place like this and say that you're looking for a couple of arms and legs?
Well, xenobiology, artificial prosthetics, these are right up my alley. And it is true that I'm running low on these antique artificial limbs, so we could potentially look for them over there.
Tell you what, Doc. Can you put together, say, half a dozen containers of something that looks like but isn't biomimetic gel?
Yeah, I think I can do that. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it won't pass any sort of tests that anybody wants to run, but at least it might make us look realistic.
Well, how soon do you need it?
Well, we could have done with it before we left, but...
Well, I assume as we can just retcon this and just say we are bringing in various things that are... We actually caught and impounded, but we're now selling into the black market. So we're bringing this back out. Because, special ops and all that, spy movies.
By the way, how do you like my new mustache? And he twirls his fake mustache.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I've got a very
Everyone
bad
is
feeling about this. Let's just say you're a good doctor.
Well, that's good enough for me.
Yes, Stanislav, well done. Oh, okay, Luke.
Oh, you mean me? Okay. I'm still trying to get used to this new name here.
Look, just remember the cover story, okay?
So just to recap, you guys are going in as traders who have medical supplies to sell. Is that correct?
Yep, sounds about right.
Okay.
And we're taking, what, a couple of security guards with us?
Yeah, I'm guessing that Ensign we have in the China Adventure is going to be in there.
Yeah, Ensign Talana.
Sounds about right.
Tirana. I'm sorry, Tirana. I just happen to have her character sheet right here, so that'd be perfect.
Especially because she can help ensure that we can outmaneuver Tal Shiar agents.
Yeah, so Tirana is a Vulcan security officer, and you can see that she very much rolls her eyes sarcastically at that mustache remark that Dr. Stanislov made.
The doc totally ignores it.
I think we all know is that she's just Stanislav thinks she's just jealous of it.
Jealousy is a human emotion.
Well, there is a certain hormone that we can inject to have you grow a new mustache yourself, but I am not so certain that you would be willing to participate in that experiment.
That was not in the mission parameters that I was given, so I will respectfully decline your offer, Doctor.
That is going to blow the cover, Doctor.
Oh, the humor. There's a substantial gap between our human humor and the rest of the universe.
Okay, so I feel like we've got the crew set up. It's the three of you and Tirana, and you guys have a cover story and something with which to sell once you arrive at Asobi Station. Is there anything else you guys want to do before your arrival?
Probably do some sort of a research roll so we can know about. We know everything about the technical layout, but we need to know about the social layout, just so we're not hit like out of the blue there.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a reason plus security task. This is going to be difficulty 2 because the exact kind of political, social environment on the station is not exactly public knowledge. But you're kind of searching through Starfleet security records to see just what Starfleet knows about this station.
Okay, does the focus of espionage apply here?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, cool. So I just need to make sure I get a 5 here. Only 1 success. Does anyone want to assist?
I'll assist.
Yeah, I know nothing about espionage.
7. Yeah. That's a success.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
So at first, Lieutenant Commander Holm is having a hard time piecing together all of these various reports of what goes on inside Asobi Station from various Starfleet intelligence and Starfleet security sources. What is it that Dr. Stanislov does to find the pattern in all this noise?
He essentially builds a little diagram. He follows like a mob chart, hierarchy chart. He assists him as he calls out these different positions. He charts it on a little tablet and shows it up. Shows it to him.
Okay. I thought you were going to say a conspiracy board.
Yeah,
That's kind of what it looks like. Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
I found out who Pepe Silvia is, guys.
He runs a pizza shop. He runs a pizza shop at the station.
Yeah,
so after a little while of rambling like a crazy man, Dr. Stanislav does find out at least one important part of information about Asobi Station and its current environment right now. It is run by a proprietor and owner, a woman named Nell Jones. And it looks like she is a direct descendant of Cyrano Jones, who was a rather notorious smuggler, and Nell, N-E-L-L. Nell Jones. She's a direct descendant of Cyrano Jones, who is a rather notorious con artist and smuggler roughly 80 years ago, mostly in the Alpha and Beta Quadrants. It looks like she spends most of her time surrounded by a set of Nausicaan bodyguards who are extraordinarily loyal to her. And she runs the station with a rather iron fist, but money talks with her, if the Starfleet intelligence reports are to be believed.
Okay. Is there a vermin infestation on the station?
There's nothing in the files that talks about that. It does, however, say that there are some facilities for livestock, that much of the food consumed on the station is produced right there on Asobi Station. It's not, much of it is not shipped in. That's something that Nell Jones prides herself on, because it makes the station it's not dependent on any of the major powers that surround it. Helps keep the station independent.
Okay. Cool. Now I'm just out of character thinking of the Troubles with Tribbles guy. I'm like, oh God, it is him.
I'm assuming that after about 100 years, the Federation's managed to get Tribbles under control.
Yeah, there's nothing in particular about a Tribble infestation in the reports that you're looking at.
Yes, indeed, because out of character, I'm just thinking like, okay, what's one way to keep the Klingons out? Tribbles.
Good point.
Anything else you guys want to do before you drop out of warp near Asobi Station?
I think we're ready.
Okay, so there will be a pilot and a co-pilot. Tell me, let's designate who is sitting in those seats right now.
Yes, I will be the pilot. Who else within the party wants to be the co-pilot?
I'll
Not-
go for co-pilot.
Yeah, not Stanislov, I was going to say.
What's Dr. Stanislov doing while the other two take care of ship operations in the cockpit?
He's going over the inventory of artificial prosthetics that is the cover for the visitation, and he notices a Ferengi artificial ear from 22nd century in the inventory, and nods to himself. Yes, this will do fine. Yes.
Tirana notices that you're looking at this ear, and she says, I find that there are not very many admirable qualities among the Ferengi, but they do have handsome ears. And she kind of gingerly touches one of your ears as she says that.
Well, I find your ear are more delicate compared to the Ferengi ear. I mean, Ferengi ear, they're very, how would you say, flappy? I personally don't find them all that attractive. I know it sounds completely racist. I shouldn't say that as a Starfleet officer, but oh boy, I'm in trouble.
Yes, Doctor, let's stick to the mission, shall we?
Good plan, Tirana. Yes, let's forget about what I just said.
Yeah, I forgot how to character.
Agreed.
What is the name of our ship?
You can pick whatever you like.
Since I've been picking, you want to go pick the name of the ship, Paul?
Century Falcon?
Century Falcon.
Yeah, does that make me Chewy? Or to put it another way, oh. Yeah, I mean that's probably as good a name as any.
Okay, cool.
I have no idea what it means though.
Yeah, it's a Falcon that's a Century. Who names these ships?
Tirana kind of speaks up and she says, perhaps this vessel is of Romulan origin. They, of course, look to birds of prey for many of their ship names.
A fine observation. I think you are correct.
Well, that just means that the Romulan double agents that are on board are going to probably notice us. So I guess we're going to initiate docking procedures, hail the station, and all of that.
Yeah, so as you guys drop out of warp, you see this old space station looming in your viewer, and your hail is answered, just audio only, and you hear a gruff voice say, what is your business here? Identify yourselves and state your business here.
Oh, it's the Century Falcon. We're here to drop off supplies and perhaps pick up some stuff. We got need to get some prosthetics and also Romulan ale to drop off.
You say you have Romulan ale aboard.
Doctor's prescription, apparently.
And medical supplies. Medical supplies.
Yeah, one of the medical supplies, I guess.
Ferengi year enhancements from 20.
What is up with you and the Ferengi there, okay? Yeah, he wants prosthetics here.
Okay, so you guys have put together quite an interesting list of possible things to sell. They are inclined to believe you, so why don't you just give me a difficulty 1 persuasion task. This will probably be presence plus command.
I'd like to point out that this would have to be really good because we don't actually have any of those things on board.
I believe is that out of character, we would have gotten some of that stuff on board before he left. The Romulan ale, yes. Okay, I got a one success, but let's see if I can get 2. Natural 1.
Okay, so you get a total of 3 successes. That generates 2 points of momentum. And you hear the voice on the other end of the comm say, "We will lower the shield long enough for you to dock. You have permission to enter our main docking facility."
Good. We'll get this thing out there. Sentry Falcon out.
Okay, so your sensors indicate that the shields that generally protect the station have dropped for the moment, and the main shuttle bay doors are open.
Commander Holm, I was wondering, how much money do we have? If we come to that, we would actually need to bribe someone?
Now listen here, Luke. We have a discretionary fund. Don't be selling buying things all at once. Okay? And I'm Captain David, okay? Refer to me either as Captain or Dave.
Dave. All right.
You use that word home again, you are getting latrine duty.
Yes, sir, Captain Dave. By the way, what was your name? Turns to just search. What's just search's cover name?
Just call me Chewie.
Chewie? Cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it came from. I think I saw it once in an old Earth movie.
What about Turana and our friend?
I'm afraid imagination is not one of my strong suits. Perhaps one of you could choose a suitable alias for the remainder of the mission.
I got it. I'll call you Tupac.
Tupac. And just what is the origin of that nickname?
Turana, Tupac. He shrugs.
She seems to think it over for a moment. She says, "It does have a certain poetry to it." Yes, I suppose that will be sufficient. So I will need someone to give me some kind of task, control plus con, to pilot the freighter into the shuttle bay without incident. This will be a difficulty 1 task. It's a fairly routine maneuver, and there aren't any considerations that might complicate it, at least at the moment.
Okay, then. So I'll get that
And
going.
your co-pilot may assist on that as well.
Okay. Well then, hit it, Chewie.
Okay. Oh, a 17 and a 9. What was it again? Control and con?
Con, yep.
That's just 1 success.
Okay.
Oh, I'm assisting, so I only need to roll once, don't I?
Yeah. Thanks, Chewie, because the dice fell all the way to the floor and gave me a 16 and a 11. So you got the success for us.
Provided Fred allows it, because I accidentally.
Paul, let's have you re-roll it, man. 1d20.
14, which is just about just over.
Oh, we didn't get our success, did we?
He's a garbage freighter.
Okay, so here's what happens. As you guys are piloting your freighter into the shuttle bay, because this is a craft that's fairly unfamiliar to you, Lieutenant Commander Holm and Lieutenant Chisearch, you do have some trouble piloting into the docking bay. You notice that there seems to be some debris in one part of the shuttle bay, and it's not even that big of a shuttle bay. So you actually, as you land, you sort of slam into some of this irregularly shaped debris. It doesn't cause any serious damage to your ship, but it does make a really loud banging sound. And you see various workers in the docking bay immediately they turn around and take notice of what you're doing.
Yeah, that's okay. I can just touch that up a little bit afterwards. It's just the paint.
Well then, I guess we get out and then I start complaining up a storm about this.
Never drinking pilot. Never drinking pilot. He takes a sip of his scotch.
Actually, I think you've just found out where my nickname comes from because you're chewing me out.
I should just be calling Luke Chewy and you'd be called Luke here.
It would probably be in character for you to be telling me off when we leave the ship.
Yes, indeed. I'll be like, who the hell taught you to fly this thing, huh? I go away for 1 minute and you hit this thing right after we got the paint done?
So yeah, as you guys are sort of having this argument on the deck of the shuttle bay, as you guys exit your freighter, first thing you notice is that the air tastes kind of stale. You know, this is not a state-of-the-art space station or starbase like you guys are used to in your line of work. The air's a little stale. There's a bit of a kind of an acrid smell of smoke in the air, and it's also kind of humid and sweaty. And as you guys are sort of pantomiming this argument on the deck of the shuttle bay, a bunch of Orions actually approach you, and they notice that you had slammed into this wreckage, this debris, whatever it is that's kind of been piled up in this corner of the shuttle bay. And they say, you're going to have to compensate us for the damage. We've claimed salvage on this scrap here.
I'll take a close look at the scrap, see if there's anything even remotely worth anything in there.
You really, really are thinking that that scrap is worth something? Come on. Let me tell you something. The scrap now is worth something because my ship hit it.
That makes literally 0 sense.
Oh, please, like your argument makes any sense at all. My God.
My argument is that we, under the salvage code, have claimed ownership of this debris. It is ours. You have damaged it. Therefore, you owe us compensation. And these are like rather large, muscular, green-skinned Orions. They look like some of them have scars on some of their extremities. These guys look maybe a little battle-hardened. We'll say there's 3 of them.
Yeah, there's nothing worth anything here, Captain. Maybe 1, 2 strips of latinum tops.
Yeah, because it got touched my ship. Which one looks to be like the leader of the group here?
Well, the biggest one, he says his name is I am Paja.
Mm-hmm. I am thinking of doing an intimidate to just get him to stand down. Does interrogation work here as a focus?
Because you have the interrogation focus, as you sort of size this guy up, you've had plenty of experience working with criminal types. This guy seems like he might be kind of difficult to intimidate. You're welcome to try, but your practice eye tells you this guy is probably not going to back down easily.
Well then, I'm going to spend 3 momentum to get 4 dice here. What do I roll here? It's going to be like, what, a security and...
So this will be a difficulty 3 task, and we'll say command plus security to sort of convince this guy to back down. One of the other members of your team might assist if they can figure out a good way to roleplay it.
You mean commanding an attribute, so daring?
Oh yeah, daring would absolutely work here. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
As these 3 large green-skin Orions stare you down and demand compensation for you damaging their property.
Do any of them have artificial prosthetics?
Sure. Yeah, one of them has, it looks like part of his arm, it looks like the joint of like his elbow, the upper arm connected to his forearm. It looks like it's some kind of mechanical prosthetic.
I'll see if I can assist my captain.
Okay.
Pointing
What do you
out
do?
that this stuff's just junk. It's scraped the paint on our ship more than it's damaged any of this junk. Come on, this is worth nothing.
Okay, yeah, that'll work. Why don't you go ahead and roll? Okay, so
Let's hope for some.
is that 3 successes total there?
Yep. If you allowed interrogation, it means it's 4 successes.
Okay.
And I get 1.
Security is 5. So.
Okay, cool. So you get a total of 5. You get 2 points of your momentum back. And yeah, they sort of look at it and they're like, yeah, you're right. It probably isn't worth all that much. And I can tell that you guys have logged your light years. A couple of salty space dogs here. I'll tell you what. Perhaps we're not all that different. Perhaps we could work together. Are you looking for work? Join up with us, and maybe you'll get a chance to outsmart some Starfleeters, maybe even kill a few.
I'll think about that. I am not in the mood to be dealing with Starfleet for a while. Let's just say I'm looking to get out of Starfleet space for some time.
Yes, of course. Sometimes that is the wiser decision. Well, we'll be around on the station for a couple of days. Look up Paja if we can be of any help, or if you're looking for work.
Okay, got it.
Well, Paja, my name is Lucas Skybopper, and I do some work with prosthetics, and I noticed that your joint in the upper arm seems to be wearing down a little bit. Might you be in the market for some supplies?
Well, what have you got in mind? Are you some kind of medic?
No, we just deal in artificial prosthetics, and we might be able to find a good replacement for you over there. It seems like it's been around for quite a while.
Yeah, I was in a shuttle accident several years ago. It took my arm right up above the elbow clean off, but we were able to salvage most of the forearm and hand. Really, all that's prosthetic is the elbow.
I see. Well, with some parts, we might be able to. Well, I might be able to repair it, and we may be able to get some cash for the service. We might be able to run a little business here while we're staying on the station.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If you can improve the operation of my elbow, I might give you those 2 strips of latinum I was demanding for the damage you did to my salvage.
Well, how about it, Dave? I think I'll be able to help our new friend here.
Or dog, you got free time. Spend the free time however you want.
You got it. Thanks, Dave. And Chewie. Yes, Chewie. And he nods and says, I'll be in contact with you very soon. And he tells that to him and not his teammates. He's still with the teammates.
So how do you guys want to proceed? Dr. Stanislov, do you want to work on this elbow? Do you guys want to go check out the station? You tell me how you want to go, and we'll go.
Well, he's going to stay with the rest of the group to check out the station first, and then he's going to he's going to reach out to this new guy and help him out with the elbow.
Yeah, Paja gives you the number of the room that he's staying in. They'll be on the station for probably about 2 days before they head out again.
Well, we'll be in contact.
Now you guys better watch your back. I don't know what you know about Asobi Station, but it's not for the faint of heart.
Did we get any sort of indication as to where this Romulan might be staying or hiding on the station?
I believe we're going to be having to do a bit of an inquiry here. Just put our ears on the ground and hear what's what. So, what should we do for an inquiry check here?
I'm just wondering how we're going to go about finding a Romulan that wants to stay hidden on a station this size.
Station this size is also going to have information that goes around, so odds are we're going to be having to look into, say, the docking manifest, see who has come in and out.
If Tirana's got some ideas, I mean, she's a Vulcan, and they kind of think the same as Romulans, and she's a security guard. So,
Oh God!
oh, did I just insult the Vulcan? Oh.
Well, it's more along the lines of like it's two completely different cultures, and it's like, oh yeah.
I'm having problems thinking like a Romulan defector. Where would a Romulan hide on this station?
Double agent would most likely have a cover identity to use to ensure that he gets exfiltrated. He is going to try to see if there is any sort of unusual activity that arrives. You need to start thinking in terms of espionage here. So, what can I do as a sort of check to start our first step? Basically, figuring out sorts of rumors going along on the station or sorts of personnel of interest.
Yeah, so are you talking about talking to people on the station and sort of putting out feelers for what's been going on, or are you talking about accessing a computer terminal and going over data and files and things?
I would think it would be better to do it through people, as that does not leave a noticeable entry into the database. So a sort of inquiry would be what I'm thinking.
Yeah, okay. So I would say that's going to be a difficulty to presence plus security task. And if you spend a point of momentum, if you succeed and you spend a point of momentum to improve your outcome, you will lessen the likelihood that you raise anyone's suspicion as you guys are sort of putting up.
I'm going to spend a momentum, so I get 3. This is espionage, so it falls into my focus, and I just need to make sure this is all good. So let me start rolling.
Wait, Commander, before we commence, how
Captain.
about this? Yes, Captain. I always forget that. Yes, you have been promoted since our last captain has died. He looks around in a shifty eyes and makes sure that no one's listening.
You know what, Luke? Relax. Just nurse the whiskey.
Good idea. And then he takes another gulp of scotch, and he looks at you and says, "Well, Dave, how about this?" And he leans over and whispers, "You know the Ferengi years? I think I'll be able to adjust the inventory so that the shipment that we're actually carrying would look like Vulcan years. We could look around for potential buyer of Vulcan prosthetics. We could ask around to see if there are any potential buyers." So asking about whether if there are any Vulcans on the station wouldn't be all that suspicious.
So you can get that going as a sort of that. So get that going, Luke.
Will do. And then he pulls up the inventory log and pulls up that model, the schematics or whatever it is, and tries to adjust it so that it would look like it looks as though they're carrying some sort of a Vulcan ear, or Romulan ear rather than Ferengi ear.
And what?
And Miguel, you said you got 2 successes on that roll?
Yeah, is anyone going to be... Is our good friend Luke going to be doing an assistance roll with that sort of changing?
Absolutely.
Okay, so Yong, you'll roll 1d20 as on your assist action.
Does it fall under focus of xenobiology and artificial prosthetics?
Yeah, I would say so. Sure, you can use either of those.
Yeah, he makes it.
Okay, so you get your the 3 successes you need, and you said you wanted to spend a point of momentum to improve the quality of the success, correct? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
But does he receive two successes because it falls under his focus?
Oh, wow. You
did
should have mentioned
did
that
you
it
roll-
was under your focus.
Did you roll under your discipline, equal to or under the discipline that you used?
Yeah, it was under medicine. Reason and medicine is 15, and I rolled 13.
Okay,
Oh,
but
no. The medicine skill. What is it?
But you have to roll underneath the So the way the focus works is it kind of increases your critical range. So if you roll equal to or under the discipline value, in this case medicine, then you get your extra success. But it doesn't sound like you did that.
No.
Okay. So you guys get the successes you need, and you spend your point of momentum, which drops you from 4 to 3. You now have 3 points of momentum. You guys go out into the main level of the station. It turns out there's 30 levels in the main central module of the station, and most of it is almost like a kind of a bizarro concourse that you guys are used to on Starbase 23, where everything is dirty and dingy and smoky. There are sort of gladiatorial fistfights going on where people are betting and exchanging money on the Klingons and the Orions fighting each other in sort of boxing matches. There's alcohol from all over the galaxy, all sorts of strange illicit substances as well that maybe you're not familiar with. But you guys find your way into what looks almost like a pawn shop. It's a little shop where this Uridian, this kind of wrinkly-looking alien with these sort of droopy-looking earlobes and thin hair on top of his head, he's selling just about anything you can imagine, all sorts of odds and ends. And actually, you notice that he's selling animals as well. He does have some tribbles. He's also got some plants that look like they've got little mouths that would almost bite you. He's also got a large cage, but the bars on this cage have been look like they've been ripped open. There's nothing in the cage, but you notice a sign saying Mugato. And he says, yes, as you guys start talking to him, he says, yes, I think I might know someone who might be interested in some Vulcan prosthetics. It turns out, just in the last few days, there was an explosion in the docking area. I was told that the shuttle that was destroyed was of Romulan origin.
Interesting. Well then, Luke, I guess we got ourselves a buyer here.
Yes, I think I could probably sell some prosthetics to someone who might have been injured in that explosion.
Well, it seems like we're in business, Captain.
Mm-hmm. So, we're going to be able to look up whoever this is.
Well, I might be able to tell you more. I don't know if you know anything about Uridians, but we tend to trade in information. But our information is not free.
How about 10% of the sale?
I'm sorry?
How about 10% of the proceeds from the sale?
I'm not so interested in a fraction of the sale. I'm interested in concrete numbers. You offer me something of value.
Out of character, I think we have a discretionary fund that we can use for Black Ops operations, so it's going to be a negotiation check here. Depends on the sort of information about this person. You're able to give us name and all of that. That sounds like it'd be a good price for that. General whereabouts, maybe.
Yeah, if you want to give me a persuasion check, you totally can.
And this would be, let's see, presence and command? Or is
Yeah,
it con?
No, it wouldn't be con. I would say command more.
Yeah, because
this would be difficulty 3.
Okay, I am going to spend for the momentum just to give me 4 dice. Let's get going.
Okay. So you spend your remaining momentum.
And 8. on. 3 successes.
Okay, so you get exactly what you needed, and the Iridian seems to be interested in your proposal, and he says, I will give you all the information I have, which will include the location of where the survivors of the shuttle accident happen to be right now. But you're going to have to help me to get my prize Mugato back. I really miss Gizmo, and Nell has been absolutely breathing down my neck to get him back in that cage.
Oh my God, I'm Gizmo. My God, that is great. Sure.
So where is this Mugato then?
I don't know. Gizmo would eat just about anything. He was a living garbage disposal. But I don't know where he is. If I did, I would have him back in this cage.
So what happened to him? Where did you last see him?
He's been gone about, well, 2 cycles now, about 2 days. As happens often around here, there was a power outage, and the component of his cage, which would have sent him a neural shock to shut him down when he started to break out of his cage, the failsafe didn't work. He broke through the bars, and no one wanted to stop him. I think understandably so. So I need Gizmo back.
Did you fix the cage?
Bring Gizmo back, and I will make sure the cage is fixed.
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking it can't be too hard to find a Mugato on board a station like this.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's not been seen, if he's been seen anywhere, then he's going to be causing some kind of issue, isn't he? He's going to be causing some kind of panic. So the fact that he's not been seen means that he must be hiding somewhere away from the main parts of the station.
He really liked to eat. I know that one of the outboard modules houses livestock. I don't have access to that module, and I hate to even tell Nell Jones this, because if I were, she would send her Nausicaans into the module to kill poor Gizmo. I know that they would not set their phasers to stun like the Starfleeters do. And I would simply be heartbroken if something happened to Gizmo.
Uh-huh. Well done. We'll look to find a way. As I direct the other 3 to head outside with me. Okay, Luke, I think you're going to be helping our Orion friends here. We're going to need as much help as possible capturing this Mogo 2. So if you can start working on getting that prosthetic fixed, that'd be great. Chewie, we're going to need I need everything to know about Mogo 2s.
Well, I can tell you a little bit about them. They're kind of like monkeys and gorillas, usually white in color. He pulls up pulls up the handheld console and then pulls up a little picture of him and shows it to him.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Cool.
From what I know, they're omnivorous, but let's see if I can recall what their favorite diet is. That may give us a hint on where it may have gone.
You did mention livestock, and if those Nausicaans are involved, we're going to need to be able to get into that part of the module if it's boarding off. So,
well, this guy doesn't want anybody to know that the Mugato might be loose in there, so he's not told anybody on the station yet.
except us.
We can't just go and ask permission to get into the module to look for this thing.
Not directly, but we can probably find a way to get the credentials to get in.
I can start checking the plans to see if there's a way into the module that would involve us not asking permission.
Indeed, if this thing is since you were able to get all engineering facts about it, I'm sure you'll be able to find a way in. It's probably Jeffrey's tube or something.
I'll look to see if there's any sort of maintenance tunnels or maintenance tubes, Jeffrey's tubes, that kind of thing that might get us into the module.
Yeah, there totally are.
Okay, so I can at least get us in there. Then we've just got to find this thing.
Well, Captain, without any delay, I'm going to look for Pasha and take care of his prosthetics and see if he could join us in the search for this Mugato.
If it's omnivorous and you're able to figure out what it likes to eat, perhaps we can put in a bunch of sedatives in that thing and knock it out and bring it back.
There may be a certain combination of chemicals that are readily available that I may work with to do that.
I'll get on that.
You guys do have phasers on you. You're able to, as long as you don't make a big show of it, you're able to get them on board the station. And as far as you know, a phaser set to stun would work equally well on a Mugato as it would on another humanoid.
Probably heavy stun. We don't want the thing to wake up while we're moving it.
Well, yeah, that's a fair point.
By the way, when Doctor was talking about the a knockout chemical, he actually holds up his scotch.
So, Captain, I'm thinking as well, if there's livestock on this station, then somebody must look after the livestock. I'm wondering if approaching them and saying that we have, I don't know, veterinary medical supplies on board, would they be interested? That might also get us in the module. It might also mean we can ask some questions about have any livestock been disappearing for any reason.
Yes, well, these are sorts of casing things we need to start doing. So we need to check out how Nell handles that, because she wants to be independent. And if she wants to be independent, she is not going to be liking some unknown traders coming up and asking about that sort of thing.
Well, we've just got supplies for sale. We'd just like to talk to the guy that looks after the livestock to see if there's anything there that he might be interested in. Just a normal trade.
Good. We can do that.
Yeah, it might at least get us in the module and talking to somebody who might be able to tell us whether anything strange is happening in there at the moment, like missing livestock.
Good. Let's get that going.
Yeah, so your plan is to talk to whoever manages the livestock and convince him or her to let you in to deliver some kind of veterinary care.
Yeah, well, we've just got veterinary supplies that we're looking to trade. And yeah, I mean, we don't want to go and take a look at the livestock. We just want to chat to whoever's in charge there.
Yeah, totally.
Just to, be friends with them and maybe ask them a few questions about what sort of state of the livestock in, and are they in a good condition, because you never know, they might have caught something.
Yep. I mean, it's a closed-in station, so don't go straight to Pasha yet. So let's just get that going before we make a move. We're in information gathering mode.
Yeah. So as you guys approach the entrance to the outboard module that houses all the livestock, there is a rather large Nausicaan, ugly-looking dude waiting just outside. It's almost like a security checkpoint, and he's armed. He's got a disruptor that he plainly displays. And as you approach, he says, who are you and what is your business here?
Oh, yeah. We're with the Central Falcon. We're looking to see if you guys are interested in getting some veterinary supplies for the livestock here.
Veterinary supplies. Not that there's anything wrong in the least happening here right now. Yes, we are always interested in making sure our food production facilities are in top form. Not that there's anything wrong here whatsoever that you should tell anyone about.
Oh, good to hear. You know who we can get in contact with to get this going then?
Are you proposing to go inside and care for the animals, diagnose whatever illnesses, check out what's going on in there?
I look over to Luke, and it's like, yeah, he knows how to diagnose a couple of animals here and there. Depends on what sort of livestock you got.
Livestock from all over the quadrant. We have beef, we've got dairy, but nothing. I'm sure if you're experienced producers, I'm sure it's nothing you haven't seen before.
Yeah, Captain. Quick word, if I may. I'll take the captain on one side. I think he's protesting too much. When you asked about whether there was anything going on there,
there's nothing going on here.
He was too insistent. It doesn't sound like there's nothing going on. It sounds like there is something going on. Huh? Huh?
Add milk or something?
Maybe something that we should let the station operations staff know about. Maybe even let Miss Jones know about it.
No. Everything here is on the up and up.
Yeah. Well, I'm guessing that if it were, then you wouldn't be protesting quite so much.
Okay, look. There's something in there. It's eating a bunch of the animals. I don't know what it is, but frankly, I don't really want to find out. If you guys wanted to go in there and check it out, take care of the problem, I would be grateful. There's no reason to talk to Ms. Jones about this.
So what's it worth then? To go in and take care of the problem and not let anybody know.
You solve this problem for me, and Nell doesn't find out, you name your price. She's not exactly forgiving of the help when they end up with dead animals.
What do you say, Captain?
I think we got ourselves a deal.
Yeah. Let's say that we take care of this and we get a few strips of latinum and you take our supplies off us at top price.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Sight unseen. You guys seem like stand-up guys. I know you've got good merchandise.
Let's go.
Okay, we'll get going.
Yong, let's cut in there. Did you want to do some kind of work on the Orion Buccaneers?
Yeah, the Pasha. He actually goes over there to fix his artificial prosthetics.
Okay, so he's happy to see you. This is going to be ordinarily this would be like a difficulty 2 task, but because you're not in a sick bay, you don't have access to your normal medical facilities. This is going to be a difficulty 3 task to sort of upgrade the hardware and software in his prosthetic joint.
Okay.
And it'll be probably reason plus medicine, I think.
Okay, I think I got a critical success. I rolled 1 on one of them.
Yep, as 2 successes.
And 17 on the second one. So that's a fail.
Okay. So it doesn't look like you are able to significantly improve the function of his joint. But he does appreciate that you are trying. Is there anything else you want to say or do to Paja?
Well, it seems like we're also trying to sell some prosthetics for the Romulans. We have some Romulan ears, and I was wondering if you know anything about that. Is there a potential buyer on this station?
Well, ordinarily, I wouldn't tell you this, but because I know you guys, I feel like we've got some kind of kinship. You guys have logged your light years, and I feel like we've got some honor among thieves here. Am I right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, honor among
course.
Thieves. And he punches him lightly on the joint.
So, the shuttle that you guys, the ship that we salvaged in the docking bay, that was it was actually on the outside. It looked like a really ugly civilian shuttle. Several days ago, maybe even a week ago, there was an explosion on the shuttle bay, and that shuttle ended up in scrap metal. We claimed it. Nell Jones didn't have any problem with us claiming it because she thought it was all scrap as well. We started going through it. On the inside, this thing was definitely of Romulan origin. I feel fairly confident because I watched the traffic on the station like a hawk. I think that there are Romulans somewhere on this station who now have no means of getting off the station.
Well, they'll be looking for a way to get off as well. I'm sure they might be willing to pay you or me or somebody to get out of the station, in addition to buying my Romulan prosthetics. Am I right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, I think you've got a market for that, and I think it is a market that might be pretty desperate to get away from the station, if you know what I mean.
Well, how about this? You put out a feeler out there to see where we can find this Romulan, and we might be able to come into some money here.
Okay, yeah, I will let you know if I hear anything about Romulans on the station.
Sounds great. All right, yeah. Just let me know. We'll be in. Where was it? I think it's the bay down there. And he tries to give him the direct description of where they were last.
Of course.
Fantastic. I'll see you later. Take care of yourself, Pasha.
You too.
And, yeah, he goes to join the other group.
Mr. Skybopper.
Yes. Take care.
Okay, so we'll cut the scene there. You guys, I think, are just about to go on to the outboard module where the livestock are held, correct?
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm in need of another beer, so let's take a 5-minute break. That cool with you guys?
Yep.
Yep. It'll give me time to look up how you attract Magato.
Yeah, there you go.
Cool.
Welcome back.
Hello. How have you been, Miguel?
Oh, it's been great. As I said earlier, I've been running a Wrath and Glory game for my players, and they've been enjoying it.
Awesome.
Been doing it along the lines of Danger 5 meets Warhammer.
Is that a game you've been running a long time?
No, just recently. Just 3 sessions so far.
Cool.
Game just got released, and I wanted to try out the new rules, all of that.
Hey, if you guys, if you want to kill a few minutes and have a good laugh, have a look on YouTube. There's an account there called Scotchbox. And it's a guy in England who puts up some of the missions he's done with the PlayStation VR bridge crew.
Yeah.
They are just freaking hilarious. I mean, like, really.
What's it called?
The account is called Scotchbox.
Scotchbox.
And it's a guy in the UK, but he's I can't remember his name. I think he's called Alex Gray, and he works as a voiceover artist, and his voice is very voiceovery, like it almost sounds computer generated, but it's his real voice apparently. But yeah, I mean, his bridge crew things are just they just crease me up every single time.
Great. So someone replaced Kraken while I'm watching it.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll check it out.
Yeah, I will. I hope so.
They do remind me an awful lot of what we're like.
Yeah, I think there's probably a lot of Star Trek fans that might say that. You know, my name's Skybopper.
Yeah. Well, you get things like apparently steering the original Enterprise, because it's all sort of little glass buttons, is very difficult. And this when he sort of turns around after about 15 minutes and goes, "Okay, it's taken you 11 minutes to figure out how to change to the warp map. Now, can you please, for the love of sweet baby Jesus, please warp us to this other system?"
Well then, it's always sunny at Starbase 23.
Absolutely. It just reminds us of us.
All right, we good to jump back in?
Yep.
All right.
I'm ready.
So to recap, you guys have just gotten access to an outboard module of Asobi Station. You are on the lookout for a Mugato that you have reason to believe is somewhere on the loose, preying on the livestock that's kept in this outboard module. You want to return this Mugato back to its owner, this Uridian shopkeeper, in the main module of the space station. And in return, he promised to give you information on where you might be able to locate this Romulan VIP that you're trying to get securely back into Starfleet custody. So you guys enter this outboard module. You sort of walk down this long corridor, which is the pylon, and you emerge into a rather spacious area that's filled with small pens of various sorts of animals from all over the Alpha and Beta Quadrants. Some of them you recognize. Some of them you're probably not even sure what they are. There's lots of noise. These animals, there's smells from the animals. It also looks like there's no, at least on first blush, you don't notice any humanoid or intelligent creatures. It looks like all the feeding mechanisms, the cleaning mechanisms, all of this is automated for the most part.
So it's a lot more fancier than the rest of the station.
Yeah, it looks like there's been some serious investment in this livestock operation. Yeah.
So the next thing, Captain, is how do we actually find this thing? I kind of didn't think of that before we managed to get in here.
Well, you're looking at a guy that enjoyed the outdoors more than art. So this is us trying to be doing survival checks. And I have survival as a focus. So let's go look for tracks.
Yep.
Awesome.
Maybe things like empty pens, see if there's any blood trails anywhere.
Yeah, you bet. Ordinarily, this would be just like a difficulty 1 task, but because of all the noise, the smell, kind of the sensory overload of this area, this will be a difficulty 2 task. As you're sort of looking for clues about where this Mugato might be.
Okay. Since I have survival as a focus, I know it's going to be insight, but what should the discipline be?
Well,
Maybe security.
yeah, I think security would work. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's check.
Nothing else fits. I'll see if I can assist, even though I don't have a focus in anything. Nope, I'm of absolutely no use to you whatsoever.
I got a 15 and an 8, so 2 successes.
Okay. So you are able to notice that there is a pen that is suspiciously empty, and there is a trail of blood leading out of the pen and sort of up into kind of a scaffolding area above you.
We didn't bring any tricorders or anything like that with us, did we?
No.
No.
That would be a bit of a giveaway.
Yeah, you guys have your phasers, but it would have been harder to hide your tricorders.
Now we're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned.
Oh,
Did we lose Miguel? Miguel, we can't hear you, man. Did we lose you?
No, I said we're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way.
And what is the old-fashioned way?
Eyes and ears and noses. So basically, like how people did in the 20th century. So let's get up into the rafters.
Yeah, I was wondering whether the old-fashioned way was the captain telling the junior officers to go climb up into the rafters and hunt for the vicious beast.
This is a 2-man operation.
Oh, I completely agree, Captain. After you.
Right, cool. I mean, as worst comes to worst, I'll be punching a Mugato.
Dr. Stanislov, how are you holding up in all this?
He's basically trying to hold his nose and following the trail silently. And he does say to the others, you know, if we just shoot the damn thing with the stun setting, it will stun him, right?
I'm sure giving it a nice right hook in the mouth would also stun it well.
Because we're in an awfully tight quarter. I don't want the Mugato to jump on me and pound me into pulp.
Stanislav, you have proven once again how you're able to handle any sort of adversity that is thrown your way. You should be able to handle this.
And look at the bright side, Doc. It's not going to pound you into pulp. It's just going to bite you, and then you'll die slowly from the poison.
Well, thank you so much, Chewie. All right, then. You two stay out in front. I'll stay behind you.
Wouldn't it be better for you to be in the middle, Stanislav?
Nah, I'll just stay behind you.
Because I see it behind you right now.
It turns around.
So Tarana, for her part, who's also with you, draws her phaser, and she says, Doctor, I know that you are qualified to operate phasers, but how does that interact with the alcohol you've been consuming throughout this mission?
Well, it really doesn't. But it really helps me calm the nerves, you know? You don't want me nervous when we're dealing with a gigantic Mugato running about, right?
So right as you say the word right, before anyone even has a chance to respond, I'm going to spend 2 points of threat to get the initiative on the Mugato's side as it drops out of the rafters and does a claw attack right in the middle of your group to Dr. Stanislav, who is just speaking. So, Dr. Stanislav, I would like you to give me a daring plus security task and tell me how many successes you get.
That's what you get.
Wow.
For secrets, Danny.
He got 6 and 3. He makes 2 successes.
2 successes. So how are you able to pull your wits together and fend off the claw attack from this Mugato as it drops down from the ceiling and goes after you?
As soon as he says right, and then he looks to the right, he sees a shadow moving, growing larger and larger, and he immediately turns and goes, "Ah!" and falls on his foot. But hopefully, thankfully, he evades the claw attack.
Yeah, so you do evade the attack, and as you fall backwards, it actually throws the Mugato off balance, and it slams into the kind of the steel grate to one of the pens and does some damage. I want you to give me roll a d6 equal to 1 plus your security discipline, and tell me what you get.
1d6, right?
It's 1d6 plus then whatever your what's your security discipline?
Security is 3, so 6 plus
so
3.
So you roll a total of 4 d6s, and tell me what you get.
Ooh.
Okay. 16.
Tell me what each individual die is.
Oh, okay.
It's
Sorry.
kind of wonky. Yeah.
2, 3, 5, and 3.
Okay, so that is
2 and 5 is a success, right?
yeah. So the 2 does 2, the 5 does 1. So you do 3 points of stress damage to the Mugato as it kind of falls off balance and slams into a wall. Let me see how much stress this thing has. Okay, cool. So
Cool.
all of you, it's up to you guys who now acts. The Mugato has acted in this round. You guys have just seen it sort of spring a surprise attack on you, but it went sort of off the rails for it. Who wants to act?
I think I'll act. I'm going to right hook it. Let's see. Hand-to-hand combat, so this is focus. Do we have any momentum?
You do not have any momentum right now. Then this will be daring plus security task rolled against the Mugato's daring plus security.
Okay, I'm going to spy a threat to
Okay.
get 3 dice.
All right.
8. Cool. 2 successes.
Okay, the Mugato didn't get any, so you can roll damage. Unarmed strikes, it's equal to 1 plus your security modifier, d6s.
Okay, so it's going to be 6, but I also have vicious, so if I get a 5 and 6, it's also an extra success.
Correct.
6, 3, 5, 5, 2, 5, and last one, 3.
Okay, so by my count, that's a total of 9 stress.
Yeah, should
With your
be.
vicious added. Okay, awesome. So you wade into battle and you successfully perform a physical attack on this Mugato, and you connect. You feel some bones crunch in the skull of this thing. You feel like you got in a pretty good one, but it starts to turn its attention on you. Any of you other guys may act. Also, Tirana, if you guys want Tirana to do something as well.
Yeah, while the captain's been bravely slugging it away, I'll take aim on the Mugato with my phaser, and then
Okay.
I will attack.
Okay, so this will be, I'll tell you right now, it's a difficulty 2, control plus security task. If you roll any complications, you will also hit one of your 2 comrades who are right in near the Mugato right now.
Good job the phaser's set on stun then.
There you go.
Okay, let's give it a shot. So where are we? Was it daring and security?
Control plus security for a ranged
control
phaser attack.
Yep. Okay, 13.
Difficulty 2.
So
You can aim.
2 successes.
Okay, and no complications?
No complications.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your damage.
So that's a 3, a 6, and a 3.
So that will do 1 point of damage, and that is actually enough to stun the Mugato.
Yay! Although I've got a feeling the captain did most of the damage.
The
Okay.
poor doctor is lying next to the Mugato and sees his face all, scrunched up, and says, "Ah!" He slowly gets up and looks
Okay,
around.
well, we got our culprit. Let's get going.
Yeah, before we do, hey, Doctor, have you got anything that's going to keep this out for at least the next hour or two?
Well,
This thing waking up.
I think the stun setting's going to do the job.
If you think so.
Well, we have all 4 of us here, so we could probably stun it again, should it stir.
Okay, well, let's get going. I don't want this to be up when we get there.
Okay.
And
Take
I
an arm
thought
and a
they
leg.
smelled bad far away.
Yes, Luke. Your heightened sense of smell was able to detect it. So I guess we do a quick cut back to the shop.
Yeah, absolutely. The Iridian is absolutely pleased to see his prized Mugato brought back to him. He says, yes, bring him in, put him back in the cage. I've actually had a work order put in. We've had a welder. We've got this thing reinforced, and I actually have a backup generator to make sure that the electromagnetic charge won't short out again if he tries to escape. Thank you for bringing Gizmo back to me.
You're welcome. Now, tit for tat. Where's our information?
Yes, I believe you were interested in anyone on the station who might be interested in Romulan prosthetics, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the other outboard modules is reserved for hydroponics and grain storage. I have it on good authority that there are a handful of Romulans hiding out there. They're stranded because their shuttle was blown up in some kind of altercation. I don't know all of the details behind that, but I know that they are hiding out there with the permission of Nell Jones. I don't know what business arrangement they have, but I think they are currently waiting for evacuation.
Well then, I guess we're gonna head to hydroponics. Is it open to the public?
Oh no. It will be guarded. You'll have to find your own way of getting in.
Okay then. Well then. I look over to our friend Shui and be like, well, good thing we have someone that owes us a favor.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure we can navigate our way to almost anywhere in the station, provided we're happy to keep crawling through ducts and Jeffries tubes.
Yes. I think a certain Nausicaan is going to be very happy with us for what we did, so he will be able to give us the credentials in.
Yeah, absolutely. He actually personally escorts the 4 of you over to the other entrance to the outboard module, and there's another Nausicaan there who's standing guard, also with rather ostentatious, nasty-looking disruptor. But the first Nausicaan that you guys have befriended and who now owes you a favor comes up and talks with him for a little bit, and the security guard posted there actually walks away. And the Nausicaan says, I told him that I would relieve him of his duty and that I would take over the rest of his shift. If you guys need to get in there, go right ahead. Just please don't let Nell know that I'm the one that let you in. Agreed?
Okay, don't worry. Let's get going, guys. So we go in and...
Yeah, so it's another rather large open room. There are various kinds of lights set up in like heat radiators. This is like a hydroponics area. So there's plants of various shapes and colors and sizes growing all over the place. But unlike the livestock area, it's eerily quiet. Not really a sound, except for maybe the humming of the engines of the Starbase, of the space station.
Okay, where are we heading from here?
Too late. So I'm going to try to see if we can get any sort of tracks of people around here, any sort of I assume this is going to be automated as much as the livestock area, correct?
Yep, you think so.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of plants are available?
Plants from all over the Alpha and Beta quadrants. Do you have anything in particular in mind?
Vulcan is a desert, but there should be native fauna. How about Romulans? Would there be any sort of plants that would be found on Romulus and Remus? Those two here would be a good lead.
Why do you ask? Oh, just because the Romulans might be nearby?
Might be there. It's also something along the lines of, okay, we know these plants are edible. We don't know about these other ones.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Why don't you give me, someone can give me a reason plus science task. Difficulty 2, because obviously you're probably not all experts on Romulan fauna.
Okay.
Does xenobiology count for focus?
I always feel like that's more like human. Oh, sure, why not? Yeah. You can recognize alien organisms.
I want to spend a momentum. And
you don't have any momentum right now, but you can.
I'm going to assist. I just need to get under a 9. Survival counts?
Reason plus science, right?
Sure. Yeah. Yep. Reason plus science. Then, Yong, did you want to pay me threat to get another die?
No, I'm getting an assist. So.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I rolled 2 and 3.
Oh God.
Those sound like successes.
Yep.
That's a lot of successes. What's your science at?
My science is at 4. Reason is 11.
So those are 2 critical successes, right?
Yeah.
Because I said xenobiology counts. Okay. So you get.
He does everything. Apparently, our good old doctor is into various salads.
Yeah,
By the way, did you know? Yeah.
Yeah, so Yong, why don't you narrate how you discover some Romulan, some kind of fruit-bearing plant that you know is native to Romulus. You generate 2 points of momentum, so you've got that in your pool, and you recognize across the facility that yes, there are some what look to be distinctly Romulan fruits growing.
I recognize that to be what we Earthlings call Romulan corn. Dave, it's considered a delicacy. They eat them. Yeah, they love them. I'm quite certain of that.
European corn or American corn?
Well, they all originate from America. You should know that, right?
Okay.
Yes, I believe Tirana speaks up. She says, yes, I believe where corn originated in Mexico is referred to as maize.
Very perceptive, Tirana. But yeah, I mean, it's what I would say, it's the Romulan version of what we call corn. So I think they're probably nearby. If they're harvesting, if they're cultivating this particular plant, then I'm quite certain that they should be nearby.
Well, are there any signs of footprints around? Disturbances we can see.
You're going to have to give me some kind of tracking task for that.
Okay, I take it survival counts.
Yeah, you bet.
Okay, this will be insight and security.
I'm gonna say this will be difficulty 3.
Okay.
You have 2 points of momentum.
Yep, I'll spend a momentum and let's get going. Okay, 3, so that's 2. 4. 15. And insight and security is 15, so that is 5.
Okay. You generate 2 points of momentum back, so you now have a total of 3. And to your trained eye, it looks as if there has been some disturbance recently to the plant life, like it's been pushed out of the way and there might be someone on the far side of it.
Okay, then let's approach cautiously.
Are you trying to be stealthy?
Yes, I think I'll try to be stealthy as not to arouse agitation, because odds are we need to be very careful about this. And they've been here for a long while. They're going to get jumpy, and they might shoot.
Yeah. So anyone who's going to try to approach stealthily is going to have to give me control plus security, and it's going to be difficulty 2.
Espionage counts.
No, I don't think in this case. This is more like this isn't so much like spycraft. This is like sneaking up on bad guys in a combat situation.
Yeah, that'd be more infiltration.
Yeah.
There's been another momentum, and let's go.
I'll cover you.
Okay, you now have 2 points of momentum left.
And this is what I got. So that should be it. This was security and control.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, then the 11 counts.
Okay, so that was 4 successes, correct?
Yeah, now the good successes are coming in.
Okay, so you get 2 points of momentum back. You now have 4 in your pool. And as you sneak up into this Romulan plant life, you can see on the other side that there are 4 Romulans in civilian clothing, but they are equipped with disruptors, and they are sort of stationed in they're not at alert. They're sitting, but they are armed. And in the middle of their group, there looks to be like another prone figure who's been handcuffed. So a total of 5, 4 armed, 1 is bound.
Okay, can I spend a momentum to be able to recognize that that person is the one we need to grab?
Yeah, you bet. So that leaves you 3 momentum. From the information that Admiral Jellicoe sent you, you feel pretty certain that is indeed, what did I say the name was? Thenasir, the member of the Romulan Reunification Underground Movement that you are here to locate.
Okay, yes, I see it. Thenasir. Sweet. Well, then I'm going to signal the other ones that we need to make a surprise attack here right now. So,
So we're all going to be rolling to sneak up now?
I'm going to get myself into position, get that going, and then once that's going, they can come in.
Okay. We'll wait until we get the signal from you.
Yeah. So I guess I got to do a surprise attack.
Yep, you can do whatever you want right now.
Okay, I am going to try to get in the middle so that they are going to have to get into fisticuffs.
Okay.
So let's go here. I'm going to spend 3 momentum to get 4 dice.
Okay,
And
that clears out your pool.
Yeah, because this is kind of important. And let's see.
You're a big fan of the hand-to-hand, aren't you, Captain?
So you're running up to one of the Romulans and doing a hand-to-hand attack.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that will be
firing a phaser with the VIP there is kind of a bad idea.
That's a good call. So daring plus security, and it will be opposed by your opponent, who, geez, gets 1 success.
Security, that is all successes, and the 3 is critical.
Okay, so that is a total of 5 successes.
Yeah.
So you get your 4 points of momentum, and you can roll your damage.
Okay, let's see. Let me just write this down. 1 plus 6. No, 1 plus 5, so that's 6. 3. More to go. Last one.
Okay. And then do you have the vicious quality for your hand-to-hand attacks?
Yep. That
Okay.
was the talent I got. I was like, yeah, that's a very Captain Kirk talent.
Okay. So I saw. Can you put those numbers back up?
5, 5, 3, 1, 6, 1. So 5 and 5 are.
So that's a total of 8, correct?
Let me see here. 5 and 6 make it 2. So there's 2, 4, 6, and let's see. Ones are just 1. So
yep. So total of 8, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you feel a rather. How did you attack this Romulan?
Okay, I tried to set up behind the rest of the party so that, well, on one end, the party's here, I'm here, so I'm going to go up. And it's just like a Captain Kirk drop kick.
Awesome. Yeah, that's perfect. And
yeah,
you feel.
I mean, we have everything is tossed here, so might as well go pure Kirk. So
yeah,
maybe I'll get my shirt ripped.
What part of the Romulan did you target?
Of course, it's a drop kick, so it's going to be the chest. So we'll see. Is
Okay.
he still up or he's now down?
No, you feel really satisfying crunch as you feel several of the ribs break underneath the force of your drop kick. You, of course, land on your butt, but the Romulan flails back on his back, sprawls out, and he appears to be out of the fight for now. So, ordinarily, the initiative will now pass to the Romulans, who are no longer surprised, unless you guys spend 2 points of momentum to allow one of the 3 remaining members of your party to act.
There's a lot of Romulans. I think we probably should.
Yeah,
you have 4 points of momentum right now.
Let's spend 2, and okay. I'll pick a Romulan that's furthest from our target, from our VIP, and I will aim and fire.
Okay, that'll be difficulty 2.
Stun.
On stun, yep. Control plus security, difficulty 2, please.
Okay. So that's an 8 and a 6, which is 2 successes.
Okay, so you hit with your phaser. Go ahead and roll damage.
A 1, a 2, and a 2. That's not a lot.
Well, that's 5, right?
Well, yeah, but when we count just the actual effects, don't we? The 2s don't count for anything. Oh no, they do. No, they do. They do. You're right. Absolutely.
So
yes.
That's a total of 5, which would cause.
Always go with what the GM says. It's 5.
Relax, you did good.
So yeah, 5 points is enough to cause an injury. So another one of the Romulans, you hit them square in the chest and stun them, and they go down. So now there's only 2 Romulans remaining. And you cannot keep the momentum or keep the initiative twice in a row. So the initiative does pass to the Romulans. One of them, I'm going to spend a point of momentum to allow them to have not a disruptor pistol, but a disruptor rifle, who turns on the human who just drop kicked one of his buddies and opens fire. I'm going to spend some more momentum to get some extra dice.
Rat.
Okay, and this is control plus security. Okay, so that hits with the phaser or the disruptor rifle. And how much damage is that?
Yeah, this might sting a bit.
Yeah, this is going to be 6 CD, and it's vicious.
Ruh-roh.
Okay, 1, 3, 4, 5. So that does 7 points of stress damage to you. So mark that off. And that is ordinarily, that's going to cause an injury. That's going to take you out of the fight unless you spend your 2 points of momentum to stay in the fight, or spend your Actually, that's your only option right now. If you want to stay in the fight, you have to spend your remaining 2 points of momentum. Otherwise, you drop unconscious.
Can I also spend a determination?
That is when you drop to 0 stress. That attack didn't drop you to 0 stress, correct?
Stress is what again?
Fitness plus security.
Okay, so it's 17. I'm good. I'll spend 2 points of momentum not to be out.
Okay, so you still mark that off your stress, but you are not injured. You're still able to take actions.
Cool.
Okay, so you no longer have any momentum in your pool, but now, let's see. Who has acted? Yong, you are free to act, or Tirana can take an action. It's up to you guys.
Okay, I'll bring up his phaser and shoot him. So it's control plus security, right?
Yep, it's control plus security, and it's difficulty 2 for a ranged attack.
Okay, and we don't have a momentum, so
Correct.
I'll spend a threat.
Okay.
4 and 14. Actually,
you can actually take a minor action first to aim, which means you can re-roll one of the dice if you.
That is correct.
I rolled 4 and 14, so my control plus security is okay. So I failed one. So last one, 17. No, he didn't make it.
Okay, so you missed with your phaser.
And you spent a threat, so you rolled 3, but did you aim?
No, because I already rolled, so.
Okay,
well,
just going by the roll.
So a minor action is like we can retroactively say you took it. So if you want to re-roll one of those dice, you can. The idea is if you take your minor action rather than move, or there's a big list of minor actions. If you say I'm aiming, then you can re-roll a die that misses. If you like.
Yep, he's gonna aim and he's gonna fire, and rolled 4.
Okay, so that's your second success. Roll your damage. I think it should be on your character sheet.
It says 6.
Okay.
So I got 1. I got 2.
Okay.
6, 6, and 5, and last one, 3.
Okay, so I counted.
He's out.
Yeah, I counted a total of 6 points of damage. Were you aiming at the one with the disruptor rifle or the one with the disruptor pistol?
One with the disruptor rifle. Whichever one that shot our captain. Yep.
Yep. Okay, so that one goes down. There's just one left. And it is that character's turn. So this one's just got a disruptor pistol, and he will also fire at the one who's closest to him, which is Lieutenant Commander Holm once again. Oops. And he misses at point blank range. Cracks under the pressure.
Yes, he had learned from the Stormtrooper Academy.
You can see some fear in his eyes, Lieutenant Commander Holm, as you look up. So Tirana is the last of your party who has not acted. What would you like her to do?
I guess we'll have her stun him. Aim and fire.
Okay. She has control plus security of 10 plus 14. So does anyone want to roll for her with the target number of 14?
I can do
Who
that.
wants to do it?
Go ahead, Captain.
I think Paul's doing it.
Okay, go ahead, Paul.
She's going to aim as well.
Okay.
So that's a 3 and an 8.
Both successes. So she will roll 7 CD damage. So go ahead and roll 7 D6s for damage.
So we have a 5, a 3, 4, 3, 5, and 6.
So I count 3 damage there, correct?
I think, is it 4? The 3s and the 4s don't count for anything, do they?
Yep.
The 5 counts as 1 each, and there's 2 of those, and the 6 counts as 2, doesn't it?
If she does not have the vicious quality for her phaser.
All right, okay.
Yeah, it's just 3.
It's 3 then.
Okay.
Once again, go with what the GM says.
Yeah, okay. So that one is still up. That's just kind of a glancing blow. That is the end of that round. So the initiative passes back to you guys, and any one of you may act. There's just one Romulan left right now.
Can we just tell him to just surrender?
So as you say that, the Romulan kind of looks behind you and smirks, and I'm going to spend 2 points of threat as a Nausicaan guard comes into the room with another disruptor and joins the fight.
Okay, then I'm going to have to knock him out. Do we have momentum?
You have no momentum right now.
Okay.
But I also have no threat.
Okay, let's just see if we will do this. Right hook.
Who are you attacking?
The guy that just the smirking Romulan. I told him surrender, and then he just gives me that now. That's a right hook. 2 successes.
Okay, Romulan got 1, so go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. I need to buy more D6. And last one. Good. 2 is. This is why I am very glad I got the save.
7.
2 is 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah.
Okay. So describe for me how you take this last Romulan out of commission.
He goes in for a hit, lock him with the arm, then go in with a southpaw.
Cool. Yeah, so the Romulan crumples beneath your expert assault. Unless you guys pay me 2 threat, then the momentum will pass to this Nausicaan who just joined the fight.
I say pay the threat.
Yeah,
I'll take a shot at the Nausicaan.
Okay, aim.
So Paul, Thelev kind of whirls around as he hears activity behind him as this Nausicaan tries to sneak up on you.
I'm thinking I'm probably not going to get a chance to aim.
I mean, no, you totally take unless you really don't want to.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'll listen to the GM again, and I will aim. Technically, no, but yes. Okay. Okay. That was a 19 and an 18. So that probably hit the
re-roll one.
I will re-roll 1 for a 9, so that'll give me 1 success.
Okay. 1 success is not enough for your attack. You're sort of surprised as you whirl around and you end up shooting over the top of the Nausicaan.
Yeah,
with the 2 threat. With the 2 threat that you just gave me, I'm going to spend them and have another Nausicaan join the fight. Both of these guys, you would assume, are bodyguards of Ms. Jones, the proprietor of this facility, whom the Eurydian told you had struck some kind of deal with these Romulans. And so they both charge in. The first Nausicaan is going to fire his disruptor at the one who just shot at his buddy, at Thelev. And he aims. So I'll get to re-roll one of these. Oh, but he won't need to.
Oh, God.
He hits you. Let's see. Disruptor 5C.
New character.
And this has the vicious quality as well.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he only does 4 points of damage.
Okay. I'm just checking to see if I haven't written any resistance down. What's your normal resistance? It's not a lot, is it?
You probably don't have any. I think as an Andorian, I don't think you probably do.
Nope. Okay. What was it? 4 points?
Yeah. Yep. You take 4 stress damage.
Okay.
Oh, that's not bad.
I've had worse.
Yeah, he hits one of your extremities. It's not a full-on direct hit.
Yeah, I mean, if it's 5, you take an injury, but
I think I just scraped past.
Gets your antenna.
He just winged me.
Okay, so Holm and Thelev have both acted. The momentum or the initiative shifts to you guys. So Yong or Tirana may act.
Okay, the doc gets up and says, "Take cover, Chewie," and then he aims and fires at the one that shot him.
Okay.
9 and 18. So
My guess is the 18 will not hit, but you can re-roll it if you took the aim minor action.
Yep. Oh shoot! Critical failure at 20.
Interesting.
Bad.
Okay.
Explosive depressurization.
Oh man, this is terrible.
So when you fire, your phaser kind of misfires a little bit, and it actually hits some of the plant life in the room, and it starts to emit sort of a cloud of spores. And it doesn't have any immediate medical effect on you, but it is going to make it more difficult for you to fire unless you move out of that area. So unless you move out of that area, the next time you fire, it's going to be difficulty 3 rather than difficulty 2, Yong.
Look at the bright side. You're in a smoke cover, so you're fine.
Yeah, he's gonna move out of the area when he can.
Okay.
Next round.
Yeah, the second Nausicaan is once again going to fire at the Andorian. And he's going, well, I guess spend that. And he takes the aim action. So actually it doesn't matter. He misses. Okay, so that's the end of that round. The initiative shifts back to you guys. Any one of you may act. You've got 2 Nausicaans so far who have not taken any damage, who are kind of assaulting you now from the rear, from the direction that you guys entered the room.
Okay, I think I'm going to go and charge one of those Nausicaans. Let's see. Let's see if he wants to play Domjot.
He gets 3 successes. He rolled a critical success.
Oh God. Might have to spend a determination. No, I got 3 too. So who wins ties?
The tie goes to an aggressor in this situation, and as the attacker, that would be you. So you can roll your damage.
Okay. I don't have to get an artificial heart, thank God. Oh my gosh. What? Two, 4, 6, 8.
Okay. Well, that will take him out. Describe for me how you take him out.
I have my shirt ripped because I got shot like twice, so it's the Captain Kirk thing where once his shirt is ripped, he gets to be more powerful. So charge at 1. Once he's bends over forward, 2 hands above the head, Kirk technique, hitting him on the back, and he's down.
Yeah, the double axe handle. That's perfect.
Yes.
Okay. So that takes out one of them. There's one left. He's now going to direct his disruptor fire at Lieutenant Commander Holm, who just took out his buddy with his disruptor. He gets 3 successes, so I get a point of threat. I will roll some damage. 2, 4. So that does 5 points of stress damage to you. That will be enough to do an injury, and you don't have any momentum to spend right now. So you need to pay me 3 threat or take the injury, or 2 threat. I'm sorry.
I think I'll take the injury. We have enough people here to try to get that going. So
cool. Okay. So
I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9 stress left.
Okay. Describe for me the injury that takes you out of the fight, at least for the moment.
I was hoping it would just be like a butt to the rifle knocks me out cold, but it's along the lines of disruptor shot, and I just fall on my back.
Where did the disruptor hit? Are you wounded?
I guess I'm wounded, lower abdomen and all that.
Okay, yeah, you got some disruptor burns down there. It's pretty painful.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, when I think of the disruptor, I think of like the fucking Klingon Captain Krug, when he shot that guy for the nice shot.
Yeah,
and so you go, that, you're automatically dead.
So you go like sprawling back. There's kind of like discharges of red energy all around you, and you end up on your back with these fairly severe wounds or burns to your lower abdomen. So that is Holm and the Nausicaan. Either of you guys, Yong or Paul, you may act.
Yeah, Doctor's gonna
go on.
You wanna act? Yeah, Doctor's gonna aim and fire.
Okay, so that will be control plus security with difficulty 2.
Hooray, he's in his 4 cloud.
12 and 13. So then on 13 he rolls again. Oh no! Again, I got a critical failure of 20. I can't believe this.
What happened with all your good rolls?
Oh yeah, that would have been difficulty 3 anyway. Do you want to take instead of aiming? Do you want to like move out of the way of that cloud?
Oh yeah. I mean, I mentioned that I would be moving out of the cloud.
So you still miss.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your phaser misses, but you at least shift out of the way, and you got a clear view of the battlefield. So now we've got Tirana or Thelev who may act.
I'll go first, but I'm not going to fire. I'm actually going to move in between the Nausicans and my captain, and I'm actually going to hold my hands up. I'll hold the phaser sort of between 2 fingers and do a sort of gesture of surrender, but I'm making sure that they can't shoot the captain.
Okay. So there's just one Nausicaan left, but he looks at you with a puzzled look, but he immediately covers you with his disruptor.
And as he does that, I'll very slowly put the phaser down on the ground. An
interesting tactic, Paul. Excited to see where this goes.
Yeah,
but
me too.
Is our Vulcan going to do anything?
Yeah, Tirana can still act. You guys can decide what she does.
Since he's bewildered, she's going to shoot.
That's kind of what I was hoping for.
Okay. Tell you what, I will say because the Nausicaan is now sort of confused and cautious, that will give her an advantage that makes it a difficulty 1 task rather than difficulty 2. So her control plus security is 14. She needs 1 success to hit him. Who wants to roll it?
I'll roll it. Let's go, Toronto. Six and 7.
Okay, those are both successes. So you generate a point of momentum, and she can roll her 7 d6 for damage.
You want to roll that? You got a lot more d6s than I do.
You want me to roll it?
I'll roll it.
Okay, go ahead, Yong.
I got 5, 6, 5, 5, and 2. And the last one, 5.
I think he's out.
I got 4. You got a 5 and a 6. Say those again, Yong.
I got 5, 5. The last one that I rolled was 5. So I got 5, 5, 5, 6, and 2.
Oh
and
yeah.
The other,
yep.
And one right before that, I forget what I rolled.
No, it doesn't matter. That's more than 5. So that takes the last Nausicaan out. So you guys no longer have any enemy combatants in the scene, but Lieutenant Commander Holm has been wounded. He's injured, and if he does not receive first aid by the end of the scene, he could die.
Yeah, Dr. Stanislov rushes over to Commander Holm and looks at him and says, "Commander Holm, you're a commander, not a Mugato." And he administers first aid. It's reason plus medicine, right?
Daring plus medicine, and it'll be difficulty 1.
Ooh, daring plus medicine.
Watch him roll 2 20s.
You have a point of momentum if you'd like to use it.
He rolls 3, so that's a success.
Okay, cool. So you are able to stabilize Lieutenant Commander Holm, and he is no longer in mortal jeopardy, but he doesn't get his stress back until the end of the scene. He's still kind of hurt, but he's not like creeping towards death's door.
Yes, let's make sure our VIP is safe. So I give him the code phrase. Is he conscious first?
Tough to tell from this distance. You guys aren't that close to him anymore.
Okay, let's get to him. Make sure he's fine.
Yeah, it looks like he is conscious, but he's been gagged and bound.
Okay, I'm going to release him. Stanislov, make sure he's fine.
The doctor checks him over. Yep.
Just on the off chance, Tehran and I will be covering the area with phasers, just in case any more Nauticans decide
You
to
still
turn
remember
up.
the station layout? We're going to be exfiltrating another way.
Yep, I can find us a way to the docking bay.
Get going. Unbound him, ungag him.
He looks scared. He doesn't know what's going on.
Okay, I tell him when two brothers reunite, letting him know we're here to pick him up.
Yeah, he says...
And the doctor says, I'm Luke Skybopper. I'm here to rescue you.
Yes! Yong, you win. You win tonight.
Good.
Oh, man.
He waited all night for that.
Well, he did, didn't he? He really did.
Oh, man.
Yeah, okay. When Thenasir hears the code word, he says, oh, thank the gods, you're with Starfleet. Get me off of this station.
We're going to try to get you off right quick. So are you able to walk? How are you?
Yeah, I think so. They bound me. They beat me a little bit. They roughed me up, but I don't think I'm hurt too bad.
Okay, cool.
They're tall Shi'ar. They knew I was a valuable. They knew I was a valuable prisoner. They wanted to bring me back to Romulus for questioning, so they could hunt down the underground, and maybe even find Ambassador Spock.
That would be dangerous. So let's get going. Hello.
Okay.
Get us out of here.
I'll see if I can figure out the shortest way back to the docking bay, but using preferably maintenance corridors that we can actually walk through because we've got 2 injured people with us. If we can't, then we'll just have to use Jeffrey's tubes. But we'll aim to stay out of the way of everybody until we can get as close as we can to the docking bay.
Yeah. Why don't you give me... Someone needs to give me a reason plus either engineering or security. Difficulty 2, to sort of chart out what you think is going to be the best route that's going to allow you to transport your injured comrades without attracting any undue attention.
Well, I started the plan, so I guess that's me.
Okay, I'll assist. Let me see what I get.
Have we got any momentum left?
You got 1. Yes, you have 1 point of momentum.
I got a 6, so there's that to help you.
Okay. I'll spend the momentum for the extra dice.
Okay, so you get 3 dice. You need 1 success.
Okay, so I've got 9, 9, and a 7. So that's 3 successes.
Okay, so you get 2 points of momentum back. And you think from looking at some of the old K-style space station schematics that there are some maintenance corridors that are going to, there's not going to be a lot of traffic, but they are big enough for everyone to move through, even your injured friends here.
Okay, so let's get going.
Yeah, so you guys are able to get through the bowels of the station using these maintenance corridors, and you emerge into the shuttle bay, and your freighter is there waiting for you where you left it.
Okay, why don't you guys hang on here, out of sight. I'll make it into the freighter and I'll start the engines up and see if I can get permission for us to leave. Just keep everybody out of sight until we're ready to go.
Okay. I guess we'll wait in a safe spot. Take it. Jensen could go with you, so she'll help.
Yeah,
Stanislav will stay behind.
Good call. So Thelev and Tirana, you are approaching your freighter. You're just a few steps away when a familiar presence stops you. Paja kind of spins you around and says, "Oh, my friends, I was just going up to one of the taverns to have some Romulan ale. Won't you join me for a drink?
Yeah,
talk business."
Captain's actually got us down here doing some maintenance work on the ship, but he's up in the bar upstairs if you want to go and find him.
He is. I would love to pick his brain, have a drink with him. Thelev, why don't you give me a presence plus either security or command, difficulty 1, because he wants to believe you. He wants to go have a drink with your commander.
Okay.
See if he believes your lie.
7 and a 10, so that's 2 successes.
Okay. You generate a point of momentum as Paja staggers off to go have a drink upstairs with what he believes to be is your captain.
Okay, let's get the ship started before he decides to come back again.
For its worth, so let's get going.
Yep, you're able to fire up the freighter without incident.
And I'll contact the station's traffic control and say I've been doing some maintenance on the engines. I need to take her out for a short run.
Okay, we'll give you a 30-second window where we will shut down the shields and allow you to exit the station, but you'll need to contact us again for us to lower the shields to let you back in.
Absolutely, shouldn't be too long. And then I'll get in touch with the captain and say, right, we're good to go.
Okay, we rush back in and punch it, Chewie.
Yes!
Nice.
You guys.
I was waiting all night for somebody to say that. Okay, you know what? I'm going to make an orderly departure from the station. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fly casual.
I don't know. Or something.
Keep your distance, but don't make it look like you're trying to keep your distance.
Absolutely, but keep your distance.
Yeah, so the Century Falcon is able to exit Asobi Station without incident, and you're able to lay in your course back to Starbase 23 and enter warp. And you guys feel like you have successfully recovered your target. The mission has been a success.
We brought him along. we didn't leave him back in the docking bay, did we?
No, he was with me.
Ah, good. Just a thought. Cool. We'll set course back for Starbase 23 then. As fast as this thing will take us.
Yeah, you bet.
Take several days, but I think we'll be good.
Yep. The voyage passes without incident. You guys are able to get back to Starbase 23, where one of the starships that Paul created. Which one should we say, Paul? How about gosh, what were some of the names you came up? I've got them here, I think.
Where are we?
Oh, here we go. The USS Mae Jameson, a Nova-class science frigate, is there to take him back to Earth for debriefing. How about that?
Okay, as long as they give the proper credentials, he'll be transferred over.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
I believe we deserve some R&R, people.
Yeah. So as you guys are disembarking and you feel like you've earned some time off, Ensign Tirana approaches Dr. Stanislov and says, "Doctor, could you perhaps give me one good reason why I shouldn't report you for drinking in the middle of a dangerous mission?"
Sometimes, Tirana, we just need to relax and take it in. Here, try some. Maybe you'll come up with a reason.
Are these doctor's orders?
Of course.
I can actually give her one very good reason. It improves his aim.
So she kind of glares at you, Thelev, but if you didn't know any better, you'd think that she almost chuckled a little bit at that remark. And she takes a sip from the flask that the doctor offers her, and she immediately kind of chokes it down and starts coughing as if maybe the back of her throat is on fire. And then she gives it back, and she says, perhaps I could get used to that.
Well, I'm glad that you think so. Just let me know when you need some more.
I'll be sure to, Doctor. Thank you.
The doctor then turns to the commander and says, Commander, while we were on this mission, I saw you manhandle this Mugato with your bare hands. And then you charged in to take out 2 or 3 of these guards, all barehanded, while you were well equipped to use your weapons. I don't know what to say, whether if that's bravery or you just seem to like the feeling of your punches connecting against some flesh. Which one of those would you say is the case?
I just don't like using phasers. It was a thing during the Cardassian Wars. With my fists, I know I'm not going to kill someone.
Well, from now on, whenever I see you do that, I'm going to call it the Mugato style. You've mastered the Mugato style of combat.
Well then, I guess we'll put that on the report, Doctor.
All right. How do you feel, by the way?
I guess some rest really helped, especially with your magical hands, Doctor.
Would you like to take a sip? And he offers the drinks to the commander also.
Oh, might as well if you're offering. Take some. Got a little bit of a kick.
All right. Well, enjoy, Commander.
Enjoy.
And he actually leaves the whole flask.
I put the cap on it and put it away and look at the love. So, Ensign, I suspect you have something else to be doing now?
Except I'm a lieutenant.
Oh.
Did you just demote me?
No, it's more along the lines of we've been in undercover so long, I forgot our ranks.
Yeah, I know the feeling, Commander.
Yeah. Yes. Lieutenant Commander.
Oh, sorry.
Giles is the commander here. I wonder what he's doing right now.
I think I'm going to take the doctor's advice. I'm going to go for him with and have a drink.
Well, then let's all head up to bar then. Interested, Ensign? I look over to Tirana.
She says, perhaps another time, although I am intrigued. May we take a rain check, Lieutenant Commander?
Understood. Dismiss.
So I assume you guys go off to Captain April's for a little bit of unwinding after the successful mission?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm getting the first round of Andorian ales.
And the doctor turns to Lieutenant Jusearch and says, well, why was the Romulan taken back to the Earth?
I don't know. I guess we didn't have orders to the contrary. That was what the Admiral wanted.
The Admiral is located on Earth. He's going to be taken to Earth because it's the most secure place right now. We're in the middle of a war between admirals right now, and what we can best do as where our commanders in lower is try to stay away from it as much as possible. So we need to keep our heads low and hope this can get resolved. But if it starts to compromise Starfleet's position here, we're going to have to act.
But just how much do we actually trust Jellicoe? If there's some sort of a war going on between admirals, why
I trust him as he is one of those. As I served under him, more importantly, he has the Federation's best interests at heart.
How many years did you serve under Jellicoe?
Oh, my God. was around 7 years. Was actually a enlisted man.
Just as an editor's note, that would be aboard the USS Cairo, which was a ship that Jellicoe commanded for a long time.
Yes.
Continue.
But basically, I tell them, yeah, I was basically an enlisted man. I wasn't even a commissioned officer. He convinced me to join Starfleet Academy.
Whereabouts did you serve?
The USS Cairo.
Yes, but which sector were you in most of the time?
What would be considered a Maquis territory.
I see.
I served during the Federation Cardassian conflict.
Did you have any run-ins with the Romulans while you were there?
No, not at all. Mostly Cardassians.
What about Admiral DeLeo? Does he know Admiral Jellicoe at all?
Our Admiral? I would assume just by name, not by person.
I see.
He just recently got promoted to Admiral, so...
So now that we've done Jellicoe a favour, well, okay, we obeyed orders, but it's still kind of doing him a favour since we did it on the quiet. How about you try and get a little bit more information from him?
I'll be talking with him, letting him know about our report, everything, so we'll see about that, and hopefully he's going to be able to scrounge up more information for us, because I think we all know this is a very sensitive thing that's happening with the Federation, especially when that sort of information was linked to the Klingon High Command.
Yep, and we're kind of in the middle of it and operating in the dark. We don't know who to trust and who not to trust. It'd be nice to know a little bit more about what's going on.
We have one person we can trust. Let's hope he's able to scrounge up more people we can trust.
Yep.
So after that scene concludes, Paul, could you maybe fill us in a little bit on your relationship with the Admiral who's in command of the fleet, where you guys are stationed, Admiral Belchathan?
Yeah, my excuse me, my mentor after for the latter part of my time at Starfleet Academy and for some years afterwards, was her old chief engineer when she was a starship captain. He kind of recognized in me that there was something worth following up on, and took me under his wing after Starfleet Academy. Unfortunately, I'd had quite a few run-ins with various officers at the Academy, and while I was an ensign, I can be just a little bit abrasive every now and then. And he was teaching me how to get on with other people and how to work my way up through the ranks by actually being nice to people instead of just being blunt with them. Unfortunately, he was killed in a shuttle accident just a little while back. And after that, the Admiral had me posted to the Starbase so that she could keep an eye on me.
So when you returned to your quarters after a little bit of time in Captain April's, as you come in, your little laptop device on your desk is beeping because you've received a message.
Okay, I'll answer it.
So you check it, and it is some kind of burst transmission with a bunch of encrypted data in it. And it doesn't look like you're able to trace exactly where this message came from. It appears completely anonymous.
I'll direct the computer to record it, but record it in a closed-off area of the memory and make sure it's keyed to my voice print only. And then I'll see if I can decrypt it.
Yeah, give me, it'll be a reason plus engineering task, difficulty 1, please.
Okay. Oh, a 3 and a 9. So that's 3 successes.
Cool. So you are able to decrypt it, and you realize that the cipher that you're going to need to use to turn all of this data into an understandable format is actually the name of your old mentor that died in that shuttle accident. What was his name?
There you've caught me. I did have it written down at some point.
Well, it looks like we're going to have to look it up right now.
Or you can make it up. It doesn't matter.
Where are we? Where are we? Nope, I had it written down.
Okay, well, let me know later. It doesn't really matter at this point in the story. But
Okay.
you use that name, you plug it in, and all of a sudden the computer starts kind of whirring to life and configuring all this weird noise into an understandable message. And it details a wide sweeping surveillance program under the auspices of several Starfleet admirals. This surveillance program is basically used to spy on Federation citizens and even Starfleet officers, even entire duty postings in sensitive areas such as Starbase 23. It includes that sort of subspace monitoring devices that you guys were able to stumble upon in our last session. And one of the names of the admirals who is in charge of this sweeping surveillance program is Admiral Bail Chithanis.
Ooh, okay.
And that is where we will end tonight's session.
To be continued.
Very nice.
Ooh. I just feel like I had a target just painted on my back there.
Well, maybe.
More importantly, you have someone that's looking out for you, but also knows about your mentor.
Yes.
Plots within plots. Was it really him that died on that shuttle accident?
Yep. Well, just before we do wind up there, yeah. I'm gonna copy the transmission and the decrypted data to a data rod, and then tell the computer to erase everything from its memory. So I've got the only copy on this data rod.
Cool. Yep. Totally.
Okay.
Yeah, after you do that, the screen flashes back to the logo of the United Federation of Planets.
Yeah, I'm still a little bit nervous, just in case.
Yeah, the thought occurs to you that maybe the United Federation is not so united after all.
Hmm. Okay, we'll pick it up next time then.
Yes.
Executive producer Rick Berman.
And then the song, The Man Who Sold the World plays.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you guys for playing with me tonight.
That was fantastic, guys.
It was unexpected,
Yeah.
but it was fun.
Yeah. Indeed,
yeah, the twist
fun.
at the end, it was great. Yeah.
Well, once again, Yong, I think you provided my favorite moment. I'm here to rescue you.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's funny. It was like there were sort of wars going on in space. You know, like. No, I'm not going to say it.
Oh man!
And I can't believe we've got a commanding officer, or well, a commander who likes hand-to-hand combat instead of using phasers against Mugatos, for crying out loud.
Yeah, and it worked.
Yeah, I think I think in the original episode they were doing hand-to-hand combat against the Mugato too, right?
To be fair, you did more damage to it than I would have with a phaser.
Yeah. They just had to have that one episode where my martial arts goes up against the most stereotypical Irishman. And again.
I shall queue it up for next. Yeah. Oh, come on. Come on. Ready for next time.
Yeah, awesome, guys. Well, I'll be in touch. Let's try to schedule something a few weeks down the road, all right?
Sounds great.
Hey.
Thanks for the game, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, see ya.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you.
Guys.
Bye-bye.